Hi, this is Genevieve Plays Rise of Berk, and today we are going to be doing our Brawl ranking. We're actually going to be doing 4 of these. You guys suggested that they should be in shorter videos for each class rather than one long video. So we're going to be going class by class. We're going to go from, in my opinion, the least cool class to the most cool class. So today we're starting with the Swift class. We're just going to go in order that they show up in my Book of Dragons. So as far as like what tier they're going to show up as, it will be random. So we're going to go back and forth between looking at them in the here. You can see on screen, I don't need to do that. Looking at them here, their stats, and then to the tier list. Okay, so first off, we have Cloudjumper. So this is already not fair. We're already starting off with a top tier dragon. Cloudjumper, basic attack. Most Swift dragons have Ransack as a 2-bar move. So what distinguishes a Swift from another Swift is mostly going to be the ultimates. Now, Cloudjumper's ultimate is amazing. It restores health, it absorbs damage dealt to allied dragons, and then it adds a shield. So it's called increased defense, but you can see it when you're playing. It's an actual like shield. So Cloudjumper, especially in gauntlets when you don't want to use protectors and have something that's a little bit more of a bite, Cloudjumper is amazing, especially also against Furious dragons, because Swifts have an advantage against Furious dragons, and Furious have a weakness against Swift. So Cloudjumper is amazing. If you don't have it, I can understand like, well, that doesn't sound amazing. Wait until you play with it. It's amazing. So Cloudjumper is going to be S tier. All right, back to Berk. Next is Hofferson's Bane. Hofferson's Bane from Defenders of Berk. Okay, so basic attack, we've got Ransack as a 2-bar move. Remember, Ransack decreases the attack strength of a rival dragon. This is why Swifts pair well to go against Furious dragons. The ultimate costs 5 bars. It is an AoE attack. It is very strong, especially if you've ever been on the receiving end, because not a lot of players, more recent players, have Hofferson's Bane, and it slows all rival dragons for a turn. So that is a great ultimate, which means that Hofferson's Bane is A class. Amazing. A is not bad. It's just not quite as top tier as the S class. There's another ultimate that is slightly better than Hofferson's Bane. So next, looking at Champion Steeltrap. The basic move actually is a low-grade AoE move, so it doesn't do a whole ton of damage, but it does strike all 3 of your opponents. Ransack as a second move, and the ultimate costs 4. It is also an AoE attack. It deals damage to all rival dragons. It slows down the rival dragons and then speeds up Steeltrap. So that makes its ultimate just a little better than Hofferson's Bane because it is 1 AP cheaper and it does a little bit more than Hofferson's Bane ultimate. As a result, Champion Steeltrap is S tier. All right, moving on. Next in our consideration is Edgenatter. Edgenatter, basic blast move. Second move is Ransack, like most other Swifts. The ultimate only costs 3 bars, and it speeds up all allied dragons, and it also gives you attack points. So this is a really nice feature, but I personally, so you might rank this differently, I personally don't like dragons where a move wastes a turn, in the sense that you don't get any damage done on opponent dragons, and it is a boost, but like it's kind of a wasted turn. Like, I don't know how else to describe that, but for me, you're using 3 AP and you don't get to hit on an enemy that turn. We'll look at this again when I talk about Furious dragons especially, and which boost you can apply that do or don't waste a turn. So Edgenatter is good, but not the best. Thus, we're going to place Edgenatter at A tier. Edgenatter is actually pretty good as an early player. Once you get Edgenatter from Stormfly's journey, it can be pretty helpful. I might be tempted to move it, but we'll leave it at A tier for now. So it's nice, and a lot of players depend on it, so we're gonna leave it there for now. Next is Skrill. Okay, Skrill, basic move, Ransack as a second move. Ultimate, this ultimate is nasty. I remember a few weeks ago playing a gauntlet on Twitch, and it was just so frustrating me because this Skrill just kept getting me. It only costs 3 bars, so it can be repeated often, and it disables. And the amount of damage it does is pretty significant. So Skrill is No joke. So we're gonna put Skrill at A tier. Amazing, but not as amazing as the S tier dragons, but still pretty good. All right, next we're gonna look at Stormfly. I think we all already have our opinions. Basic attack. Stormfly does not ransack. Stormfly has this swap ability. I have played with Stormfly a bit to try to get to know Stormfly's abilities. If you can time it right, it actually works quite nicely, but it's really awkward to try to use. Then the ultimate doesn't heal, it costs 4 bars, and it provides some support, like some extra defense for swift dragons specifically. So compared to other dragons that have similar abilities for the support task, I mean, there's no other dragon that only supports swift dragons. So Stormfly is unique in that, but it costs 4 bars and it doesn't heal. It only increases defense. And the swap, you really kind of have to get to know how to use it right. So Stormfly is our first D-class dragon. I don't think anybody really likes playing with Stormfly. The swap is nice if you can get used to it, but compared to every other Swift, there's just really no point in using Stormfly unless it's the only Swift you have. I mean, come on. But like early game and you bought Stormfly, but almost every other Swift is better. I think there's one exception, and we all know it's coming, okay? All right, next is Whip and Lash. Whip and Lash, basic attack. They have ransack. Their ultimate costs 4 AP, and it disables the opponent, and it slows them as well. And it slows them for 2 turns, disables them for 1 turn. So it's pretty good if you've been on the receiving end. It's really annoying. It's a great dragon. Not as amazing as some of the others, but I think it's a pretty solid choice, but not a lot of players have Whip and Lash. And the rank that Whip and Lash gets is B tier. It's a solid choice. It's not like stupendous or anything, but it's not bad. So it's B class. Next is Windshear. And I think most of us already know where Windshear is going. Windshear's basic attack also heals itself. So it's like Champion Windshear in that way. It heals, so it's a healing Swift like Cloudjumper. It doesn't have a shield like Cloudjumper, but it does heal. And then the 4-bar ultimate, Sonic Doom, if you've been on the receiving end. Oh my god, I have to be careful in Brawl when I'm facing Windshear. It is so not cool. So, Windshear is going to be S class, S tier. Windshear is definitely an S tier dragon. You don't want to face it. And I haven't been able to use mine yet because it's still a little bit too low of a grade, but I'm looking forward to it because she is deadly. Next up, we have Whispering Death. Basic attack, it's not terrible. It's, you know, a basic bite. Then we have Ransack. The ultimate costs 3 bars. It increases the attack strength of an ally dragon as well as speed for 3 turns. So most boosts that you add to a dragon only last for 1 or 2 turns. So 3 turns is a nice difference. However, it does only ally 1 dragon, so you have to be careful in how you use it, and you have to kind of be comfortable in using it, but it's kind of awkward to use. But if you can use it right, it works. But it's, again, for me, it's like one of those wasted turn moves. So for me, Whispering Death is going in C class. It's not even as useful as Whip and Lash. It's more useful in Stormfly, because at least it has Ransack. But it's not as useful as the others, so it is C class. All right, moving on. Next one is Smothering Smokebreath. Basic first 2 moves, basic and Ransack. The ultimate is like the exotic Smothering Smokebreath, but it's only at 1 dragon. So it deals damage to a rival dragon and it confuses them. It's the confusing move. It's decent. It's not as strong as other rookie ultimates like the Skrill ultimate, or other 3-bar ultimates. It's okay. It's decent, but it's not amazing. So we can kind of see where this is going. So Smothering Smokebreath is going to go in C class. It's about the same as Whispering Death. Still better than Stormfly because it has Ransack. All right, next is Toothless. Toothless, also same 2 basic moves. Toothless's ultimate costs 4 bars. It is actually a pretty strong blast. It's Plasma Blast, and it usually deals, as long as it's like an equally graded opponent, at least half of the health that they have, depending on the class of dragon. I find it's pretty helpful as an early player and really dependable. I haven't really been able to use Toothless in a long time because he's now at 14. But remember, mine's stuck at 16 because I didn't know about the Brawl upgrade rule. So, he's great. He's great. As long as you can use him, he's great. I just haven't been able to use mine, but I think he's pretty dependable as a Swift Dragon. So I'm putting Toothless at B tier. I don't think he's as useful as some of the other Swifts, but he's really solid choice. So B tier. Okay, we've only got a few left. So Seedling Rumblehorn. All right, basic attack. He has Ransack as a second move. The ultimate costs 3 bars. It increases the strength and the defense of all ally dragons. So this can actually be an advantage. I think this does more damage when the opponents use it. I think the timing of it for your own team can be a little awkward, but when I'm facing it, it's really annoying. I just have never been able to find the rhythm of using it myself, and again, I don't like moves that are boosts that waste a turn. I would rather have boosts that are combined with an attack of some kind, and I don't know. So some players really like Seedling Rumblehorn. I'm not a huge fan. So we're going to put Seedling Rumblehorn at B tier. Solid choice. On the Twitch stream, they persuaded me to move him up. I had him as C tier originally. But he is solid if you can learn how to use him, and he's annoying as an opponent. So I think he belongs in B tier. Alright, next up is Razor Whip. Alright, so Razor Whip has a tail sweep. It's not as cool as the Windshear tail sweep. And then it has another, like, no AP move, basic move. I think the blast maybe does a little bit more, but I haven't been able to play with it enough to tell if there's a significant enough difference between them. And then it has poison. Poison is so useless. It does 5% damage for 2 turns. So after 2 turns, it's done 10% of damage. Versus just using a dragon that has a stronger attack. This is the most useless ability they've come up with. If it did like 10 or 15 per turn, maybe. But 5, it's just like, eh. No. Razor Whip, you're going in D class. I'm not probably ever going to use my Razor Whip because poison is pointless. I'd rather use any Swift that has Ransack over that. I mean, if they just given him Ransack as his second move, he might have been C tier. But with just 2 different basic attacks and then poison, it's totally useless. Totally useless. All right, last but not least is Teen Pouncer. I don't have Teen Pouncer myself, but Teen Pouncer apparently has a very strong basic move. It has this ability, instead of Ransack, costs 3 bars, 3 AP, Blinding Fire, deals damage to all rival dragons, so it's a low-level AoE, but then they also identify all their allies as rivals for 2 turns. So it's like Hook Fangs, but it blinds all of them. I don't know why that doesn't cost more. I mean, I haven't seen it in action much myself. I think Pouncer's hit me once with it, and that was really annoying. I wasn't paying attention. I'm like, wait a second, what's happening? Why are we all blinded? So yeah, that's killer. I can't wait to use it myself. That looks awesome. And then the ultimate deals, it's an AoE, and then it puts this thing on itself that if attacked by rival dragon, it automatically counterattacks. So from what I've heard, it's just really OP. I mean, both of those are amazing new abilities. I can't wait to see over time how they interact and how they work. So Teen Pouncer is staunchly at S tier. So in review, in our S tier, we've got Cloudjumper, Steeltrap, Windshear, and Teen Pouncer. In A tier, we've got Hofferson's Bane, Edgenetter, and Skrill. In B tier, we've got Whip and Lash, Toothless, and Seedling Rumblehorn. C tier is Whispering Death and Smothering Smokebreath. And then D tier is Stormfly and Razor Whip. And D tier may as well be the useless class. Because they don't really have a use. I can't figure out how to use them. So, there you have it. I hope this helps you in picking out Swift Dragons when you need them in a gauntlet for whatever situation. Next up will be Cunning Dragons. Before I leave you, don't forget to keep your dragons at the same Brawl grade. Do not upgrade your dragons until you can upgrade them all together. You do not want your dragons at scattered grades because your Brawl opponents are based on your 3 highest grades. So you don't want mixed grades like I have. So don't forget. This is Genevieve Plays Berk, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.